Hey, what's going on? Get ready to unlock your English vocabulary superpowers in just 45 minutes. We have a massive turbocharged video coming your way today, packed with all the basic English words you need in order to rock every conversation. Anything from slang to essentials, we got you. Get ready to level up in record-breaking time. Would it be okay if? Would it be okay if? This is a really nice way of, well, basically asking for permission. Would it be okay if I left work early today? Keep in mind, it is a conditional. That's why we're saying, would it be okay if I left, not leave?
Would it be okay if I call it a birthday gift?
Number 2, could you please? And you're asking for something, but in a nice way. Could you please help me? As opposed to, can you help me, right? We're trying to be polite.
Could you please help me?
Number 3, would you mind? Now, okay, so here's the thing. Would you mind? You're kind of asking for permission as well. It's very similar to would it be okay if, just, you know, different type of phrasing. Would you mind? Would you mind if I sat right here? It's a conditional sentence as well, so keep that in mind.
Oh, well, would you mind taking our picture?
Do you mind is a little different. Would you mind has, you know, more of like a hypothetical type of vibe to it, right? Because of would. And then it's a conditional, so we, you know, do all of that. Now, do you mind is more matter of fact in that sense. So you would say, do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I park right here? So you're already here, or, you know, you're about to sit down or park or whatever. But, you know, it's more of this is real life and it's happening now. So, you know, I'm wondering if that's okay.
Do you mind if I stop for a second?
Speaking of wondering, the next one is, I was wondering if. Once again, a very polite, nice way of, you know, asking for stuff. You know, I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if it was okay for me to ask you for help. That's even, crazy.
But I was wondering if I could hang around.
The next one is a little strange. So, well, first of all, excuse me. Excuse me is a great way to get someone's attention, right? Excuse me, excuse me. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. So typically, back in the day, you would say, you know, you would also address people. Obviously, you don't know their name. They are a stranger. So the only way you could potentially address them would be either by saying, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Or ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Now, this is a layered situation here, and obviously we're learning English and we have to learn the culture behind the language as well. Okay, here's the thing. Generally speaking, saying sir or, well, first of all, ma'am, some women get offended when you call them ma'am because they think it makes them sound old. So, you know, miss is a good one. But in general, the culture and the nature of the English language and the people speaking it tells you that you should not assume that people want to be called sir or ma'am or miss, right? So just drop those. I guess basically I just gave you this whole explanation just to tell you don't say sir, ma'am, or miss. Just say excuse me and that's fine. You don't have to. There is no need, you know, in addressing someone.
Excuse me.
The next one is I would like. And I would like is just a very polite way to say I want, I guess. I want some coffee versus I would like some coffee. You know, especially if that's your way of asking for it, you know, I would like would be the way to go.
I would like you to be my guest at a ceremony that will make this battle station operational.
Number 8, when you're eating something, and you know, once again, we kind of have a tendency to minimize stuff by saying, yeah, this is good. Oh, yeah, really good. Which is fine, you know, but you can take it to the next level and use a word that we don't really use often, and it's delicious. Wow. So delicious, especially when the person who made this meal or made, you know, whatever you're eating is right next to you. You want to make them feel good about it. So you're going to say, wow, so delicious.
Whatever's in there, it is delicious.
See? Makes a difference. The next one is when someone actually helps you with stuff and you want to say, thank you, I really appreciate you. While those are really nice and should be used, you can also add something else to really make sure this person understands that, you know, what they did was effective and you really appreciated it and you're grateful. So you can say, that was so helpful. Thank you, I really appreciate it. See? There are levels to being nice and polite.
That was so helpful.
Now the next one, when someone shares great news with you, we as native speakers kind of have a tendency of, being very neutral about it, saying like, good for you, and all of that stuff, which is fine. It works too. It's all about how you say, you can say good for you, or you can say good for you, right? But, aside from tone, I guess you can also put your excitement into words and make it more beautiful. And you can say, that's wonderful.
That is wonderful news. Oh.
The next one is when you're trying to, get something from across the table, you can ask someone to pass it to you and say, could you please pass me, whatever. Could you please pass me the salt? Way better than give me the salt, or, just plain pass me the salt. Obviously, if you're in a comfortable environment with your family or your friends, you can just say pass me the salt. You can just skip the pleasantries and stuff like that. But, if you want to be extra polite, you're going to say, could you please pass me the salt?
Could you please pass me the bread?
The next one is when you want to say no, but, sometimes saying no could be, well, there shouldn't be anything impolite about saying no, but if you want to be extra nice, instead of saying no, you can just say, I'm afraid I can't. Still no, but, I guess just a little nicer.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Or, another good one, so when someone is right next to you doing something you don't like and you want them to stop, instead of saying stop, you can just say, would you mind? Would you mind? Like, let's say I'm sitting right next to you and I'm eating and I'm chewing with my mouth open, right? You don't like that, you want me to stop, so you can say, hey, would you mind? I will know exactly what you're talking about, hopefully. Or, if I'm touching you and stuff and you don't want to be touched by me or anybody, you can be like, would you mind? And I can be like, oh, sorry.
Redmond, would you mind not smoking for a while?
The next one is when someone is in your way and you're trying to get through, instead of saying, move, move it, you can just say, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, right? At the grocery store or something when they can't see you, but you need to get through. That's a great way to do that.
Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
The next one is when something is moving way too fast and you want to say, wait, slow down. You can just say, could you please hold? Could you please hold? Like, stop for a second, or, slow down. Could you please hold?
Yes. Could you please hold 1 second, sir?
The next one is a really great addition to, asking for information. Or asking for something in general, by any chance. No reason at all, it's so stupid, but it makes it sound very polite. By any chance, would you happen to have a spare tire? I don't know, that sounds dumb, but you know what I mean. By any chance, would you happen to know how to get to the train station? By any chance.
Do you by any chance have the police surgeon's report available?
The next one is, what if? What if? Now, I don't know if it's really polite and nice, but it is a cool little way to spice it up a little bit when, you want to make a suggestion or something. Or indirectly ask for something, kind of by making a suggestion. Like, for example, what if we went out to eat today? See, a nice little, you kind of go around the thing that you want. That is considered to be polite in English.
What if we went out to dinner one night? What do you think?
The next one is when someone is saying something to you and you can't understand them, or you didn't hear. Instead of saying what, huh, repeat that, you can say pardon me, pardon me, but make sure you're really nice about it. Don't be mean. Pardon me. That's it.
Pardon me.
The next one is a great way to, show someone that you respect their time and you value their time and attention, but you still need to ask for something, right? So you're gonna basically start your question with, sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you, but would you happen to have any spare change? God. You know what I mean, though.
Sorry to bother you, but I have a question about the coffee.
The next one is a great way to say no as well. When you don't want to reject someone and be, rude or whatever, you can just say, I would love to, but and then give you a reason as to why, you know, you can't.
Okay, I would love to, but I can't.
And the last one, you know, when the conversation is too long and you really have to go, or maybe you don't have to go, but you want to go, you know, and, you know, this person is telling you a story and it's just taking too long and you're a little bored, you can exit the conversation by saying, sorry to interrupt. I would love to hear more, but I really gotta go. And then you bounce. And that's it.
Yeah, I would love to hear more, but I'm gonna have to call you back.
Do you want to learn English with real native speakers in a great environment, just like in a language school abroad, but you don't have that opportunity? Well, we are very proud to announce that we were able to create this environment online just for you. Join our Lingua School using the link down below. And we're just getting started, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up. Stick around as we dive deeper into the exciting world of English vocabulary. The first one is I'd better. I''D, better, which is short for I had better. And I'd better honestly means the same thing as I should probably. I should probably go. I'd better go. And many people, when they use this one, they kind of do it so fast that the 'D sort of disappears. And it's really hard to tell that it's there. So instead of I'd better go, people might just say, I better go, I better go. Like they just get rid of it because it's not very, very necessary when it comes to just regular conversational spoken English.
Well, I better go.
Number 2, can't make it. I won't be coming to whatever you invited me to. I'm so sorry, I can't make it to your party. I'm not feeling well, for example.
Sorry, can't make it.
The next one is why, but not just regular why, as in just asking a question. This why is more of like, why are you asking me? Let me give you an example. What are you doing? I'm on the phone. Why? Like, what do you need from me? Why are you asking me?
Why?
Why?
Number 4, how come? And how come is literally the same thing as why. Why are you so upset? You can say, how come you are so upset?
Can't believe it.
How come?
But I did flip the word order back when I used how come. Why are you upset? How come you are upset? So it's not necessarily like a question. We definitely ask that with the specific type of inflection that would suggest that it's a question, but there's nothing in terms of the grammar of it that would make it a question. Number 5 is down to earth. To be down to earth means to be very simple, to be very humble, despite, you know, crazy achievements that you have in your life or had in your life. For example, many celebrities I've met are actually very nice and down to earth. Like they don't think of themselves as better than me because of certain things that they have accomplished, right? They're very down to earth.
Very down to earth, real people.
The next one is easygoing. Easygoing is kind of like a person who is flexible, a person who is easy to work with or deal with. Like you're relaxed and it's easy for you to accept things without worrying too much about it. You're easygoing.
Spontaneous, flexible, easygoing.
And of course, there's laid back. And when you're laid back, you're super relaxed, completely unbothered. You're laid back. You never freak out. You never panic. You never worry about stuff. You're just super cool. You're just laid back. For example, I don't understand why she's so laid back about her exams. She doesn't study at all. Like she's completely unbothered.
I'm very, laid back.
Number 8, fair enough. Fair enough is basically I accept whatever you're telling me because it does sound sort of reasonable. Do you want to meet at 7? No, I have a meeting. Can we meet at 8 instead? Fair enough. Like, sure, it's fine. Sounds fair enough. That's kind of what fair enough is short for.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The next one is I get it. And the meaning of that is I understand. Like I just feel so alone and I don't feel supported or loved. And I can be like, I get it. I get it. Like maybe I feel the same way. Maybe I've had this experience before. I get it. I have, some sort of understanding.
No, I get it.
This one is a little similar, but a little different. So let's say I told you a joke, but you didn't laugh. So I can be like, do you get it? Like, did you understand the joke? Or do you understand this joke? If yes, then why aren't you laughing? Well, maybe because it's not funny. Oh, then you don't get it. To be free, not necessarily like to be free versus to be locked up. It's more about having time to do something, being available. For example, are you free tomorrow night? I would like to take you on a date. And then you can be like, I am not free tomorrow night, but I'm free next week or something like that. So it's about being available, having, free time in your schedule.
Are you free tomorrow night?
Number 12, go ahead. Go ahead could mean, different things, but the general vibe is always the same. Go ahead means, just go. Like, hey, are you in line? No, go ahead. Like, keep walking. Go ahead, proceed. Speaking of proceed, it could be like continue saying what you're saying, or maybe start saying what you want to say. Like, I want to tell you a story. It's a really fun story. And I can be like, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Or this one is really good too. Go for it. Like, go for it, meaning whatever you want to do it. Go for it. I've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Go for it.
Chris, go for it.
The next one is hang on, which just means wait. Can you please help me with this real quick? Hang on 1 second. Like, just wait a little bit. Just 1 second.
Hang on.
Number 15, make yourself at home. If you're my guest, my visitor, I can tell you that make yourself at home, which means do whatever you have to do to make yourself feel comfortable.
Fine, make yourself at home.
Number 16, might as well. If one thing already happened, there is no reason really why the other one shouldn't happen either. Let me give you some examples. Let's say you have a YouTube channel and you post YouTube videos, and I can ask you, hey, do you have a TikTok account? And you're like, no, you already have YouTube, Instagram, Reddit, Twitter, Twitch, but you don't have TikTok. You might as well get on TikTok too. Might as well. Like, all of these things are in place. I don't see any reason why this one shouldn't be. Might as well.
Might as well.
Number 17, let's say me and my friend, my invisible friend, are talking about you. You're not here, but we're talking about you, oh, they are an amazing person. They are so hardworking and they're learning English and making their dreams come true. And then you walk in and I look at you and I'm like, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, which is just a really silly expression just to let you know that we were just talking about you.
Speak of the devil.
Number 18, what are you up to? It could be real time in terms of what are you doing right now? What are you up to? It could also be asking about, future plans or schedule. What are you up to tomorrow night? So it's basically, what are you doing? What are your plans?
What are you up to?
Number 19, whatever. Which is basically a way for you to say, or communicate to someone that whatever you are talking about right now, I don't care at all. Let's say I just had a fight with someone and they said really mean and just hurtful and offensive things to me. They're talking, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And it's too late for all of this, so I can be like, yeah, whatever. It's not the nicest thing to say, but I think it's important for you to know, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
And the last one is knickknacks. And knickknacks is just a fun, silly way to talk about, little things. All the decor stuff. You have random things on your coffee table or shelves, just for decor, but they're not really, functional or useful. They're just there to look pretty. And if you have a whole bunch of different random things on your shelf, I could potentially say, oh, your shelves are covered with random knickknacks.
All these little knickknacks.
Hold on tight, because we're about to unleash a massive wave of inspiration and motivation right here. Keep watching as we reveal the secrets to becoming a language superstar. You definitely don't want to miss that. Abs. And abs is short for, what is it? Abdominal muscles? Abdominals, maybe? So yeah, your abs, you know what I mean? Your stomach muscles or whatever. We call that abs. And it's very common to say abs. Definitely, abdominals or abdominal whatever muscles sounds more like a, sort of like a professional medical term. So a lot of regular people like myself We don't typically say the full version.
You don't get abs like these eating peanut butter patties, you know?
The next one is pic. Oh, let's take a pic. Pic is short for picture. And yeah, let's take a pic. Oh, send me that pic. Very common. Once again, very, very normal. But maybe don't use that on, you know, your like exams and stuff like that. Like TOEFL or IELTS or like any kind of academic writing. Maybe stay away from that.
What a profile pic that would be.
The next one is sec. Like, oh, give me a sec or wait a sec. Sec is short for second. And yeah, once again, pretty typical. Maybe stay away from that if you're, you know, doing any kind of academic writing.
Sure, just give us a sec.
The next one is carbs. We all know what carbs are. Well, carbs is actually short for carbohydrates. Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrate.
Yeah, carbohydrate sounds wrong because I'm so used to carbs. You're gonna run into that a lot.
Did you know that milk had carbs in them?
The next one is not as common now as it was maybe 20 or 30 years ago, but people still say that sometimes, and it's doc instead of doctor. Doc. You know, I've heard that a couple of times here and there.
Hey Doc, I got a mother, all right?
This next one is definitely way more common than doc, and it's meds, short for medication. Oh, I need to take my meds. Meds, that is very common.
Meds and the treatments are free. A membership is $400 a month.
The next one is rep for representative. Oh, call your rep, you know, or, you know, if let's say you're an actor, your rep would be like your agent or your manager or your like union rep. We're not talking about that right now. I don't know why I'm getting into details on that. But also you can use rep as a verb, something that you represent. Like I rep, let's say, my town, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, rep, short for representative or represent.
You see, they don't remember you, they remember the rep.
Decaf. Decaf is very common. People say that all the time. Decaf this and decaf that, whatever. But it's actually short for, and it's, I mean, pretty obvious, decaffeinated, whatever, right? Coffee or tea, decaf. People just cut this word right here and left it like that.
I keep telling you, decaf, decaf.
This next one is pretty obvious, but some people may not know, and it's pro, which is short for professional. Like, oh, she's a real pro. He's a real pro, right? Pro gear, professional gear.
Looks like a pro.
And when you become a pro in something, all we can say to you is congrats, which is short for congratulations. Congrats, 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 congrats. Now, I don't know if many people will agree with me, but it does seem to me that congrats could sound genuine or fake, depending on your tone. But if you really want to be very, very genuine and very sincere, congratulations, saying the full word, makes it a little more genuine, a little more sincere, like you're trying harder, you know what I mean? Congrats, or congratulations, you know? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think I'm right.
Wow, congrats. Thank you.
The next one is, send me the info. Send me the info, which is short for information. Info. Very convenient, actually. Information requires quite a bit of effort to say it. Info, very easy.
They call the temp agency and get all the info they have on him.
Now, this next one is not as common in spoken English as it is, you know, common in texting. So when you want to say like, no problem, or something like that. Oh, I'm so sorry for that, whatever. No problem. You can just say no prob. No prob. People don't really say that, but we do text that. No prob, which stands for no problem.
You mind if I stay with you tonight? Yeah, no problems.
The next one is mil, which is short for million, like, oh, he sold his show for 5 million. That's pretty much it.
At that moment, with 25 mil on the table, I think he gives up the big man.
The next one is very common and very popular to the point where people don't even like saying the actual word. And it's ID for identification. Identification, like your driver's license, your passport, or whatever. That's your ID, right? Now, you can also use ID as a verb. Let's say you go to a bar and you get a beer, you order a beer or whatever. You're gonna get ID'd, which means they're gonna ask you for your ID. Pretty fire.
Need to see your ID?
The The next one is lab, short for laboratory. Also, we call like laboratory, like any kind of laboratory related tests in the, kind of like a medical situation, like blood tests and all of that. We call that labs as well.
Have you had any success in the lab?
The next one is legit, which is short for legitimate. Like, oh, he runs a legit business, like legitimate business.
I can make you legit.
The next one is limo, one of those long cars. The word itself is actually longer too. And, oh no, my light died. Okay, never mind. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, nobody really likes saying limousine. So dumb. Limo is so much better.
It's my first time driving a limo.
The next one is prep, for preparation, like your SAT prep, your TOEFL prep, your IELTS prep, whatever, exam prep, test prep.
Commander. Prep emergency departure.
Max, short for maximum. Like, oh, let's push it to the max, something to the max. We say that as well. Max power. Q&A, which stands for questions and answers. We just typically say Q&A session. Oh, let's do a little Q&A session. It's never, let's do a little questions and answers session. Q&A, it's always Q&A.
Are we gonna start with Q&A again?
Rehab. Rehab is short for rehabilitation, which is a process that you go through to fight, certain addictions and stuff like that. So you go to rehab, which is, rehabilitation, like center or whatever. You go to rehab.
And yeah, rehab exercise.
Sax is short for saxophone. Yes. A little pronunciation tip if you want to talk about a saxophone. You want to drop your jaw. Sax. Because if you don't, you're going to say sex, and that's a different word.
Classical.
Jazz.
Sax.
And the last one for today is celeb, which is short for celebrity. Oh yeah, there are so many celebs at the party.
I'm looking up celebs who have the same birthday as me.
Ready to take your English to the next level? Fantastic. We've got some amazing tips and tricks coming up that are going to help you take it to the next level. Keep watching. To fabricate. To fabricate something basically means to create or make up a story or an excuse that isn't true, right? Or fabricate could also mean to fake something. Like, they fabricated the evidence. Like, the evidence is fake, right? They created it, it's not real. Or, he fabricated a story to explain why he was late for work. He just told them something that didn't happen. It wasn't true.
So you fabricate this trip to Miami?
The next one is to paralyze. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you know what paralyze means, but I just want to give you some examples of using it in sort of like, not in a literal way, more of like a figurative type of situation. So, paralyzed is when you can't move, right? You're paralyzed, you can't move. It's either, results of a very severe injury or something like that, or like a condition, or it could also be used for, once again, figurative paralyzation. So let me explain. For example, somewhere in the multiverse, I'm sitting at a bar with my drink and a beautiful woman comes in and I'm just stuck. So beautiful, right? Gorgeous. I was paralyzed with her beauty, for example. Or I'm afraid of snakes. I can't see them, I can't look at them, I can't even think about them, right? When I saw a snake, it paralyzed me with fear. Like I couldn't move. I was stuck, right? So yeah, that's a pretty good one to use as well.
One drop of this can paralyze you, so watch out.
The next one is to reconcile. Reconcile is a beautiful word. So let's say you and I are fighting, right? We have an argument and we're not friends right now. We're not talking right now. I think it's time for us to reconcile. You're a dear friend of mine and you're very important to me. We need to reconcile. We need to make up. We need to stop fighting. We need to make peace, right? Reconcile. The couple finally reconciled after a long period of fighting, for example.
I'm just trying to reconcile the two.
But the next one is substantiate. Pretty long. It's a pretty long one, so repeat after me. Substantiate. Substantiate. To substantiate basically means to provide evidence or proof to support some sort of claim or argument, like building a strong case in court, for example, right? The lawyer was able to substantiate his argument with strong evidence, right? Basically back it up, right? Prove his argument with some strong evidence. But if the evidence was fabricated, they're in trouble.
Can substantiate all of my client's testimony.
The next one is to undermine. It's a great word actually, because you can really understand what it means by just looking at the word itself. Undermine, right? Let's say you have a house, you mine or dig a hole under it, it's gonna collapse, it's gonna fall, right? To undermine basically means to weaken or damage something, like someone's reputation or authority, right? Let's say I'm a big boss at this company and you and I are childhood friends, right? And then you come to my workplace and everyone there who works for me, they're afraid of me and they respect me. You know, I'm this authority figure. And then you come and you start teasing me and playing around with me and calling me names because we're really close. And then in front of my employees, right? And then they're like, oh, we don't respect him anymore. Something like that, right? So you are undermining my authority or something like that. Or let's say, you know, the constant criticism began to undermine her confidence. Or maybe you work for me and I work for someone else. Like, you know, I'm your boss, but I also have a boss. And instead of going to me, you go to this other boss. You're undermining my authority as well. So you make it weaker. You make it weaker or you're destroying it.
Saying something negative to a pretty girl in order to undermine her social value.
Fluctuate. Fluctuate. To fluctuate means to change frequently, right? It never stays the same. Never stays the same. It fluctuates. Today it's here, tomorrow it's there, right? So kind of like that. The stock market prices fluctuate frequently, making it difficult to predict. Something like that, right? Or maybe if you're losing weight, right? You're on a weight loss journey. And, you know, at first it's always bumpy. Or it could get bumpy after a while as well. You know, your weight, you weigh yourself every morning, and then one morning you're down, and then you're up again, and then you're down even more, and then you're a little up again, right? It fluctuates.
Fluctuate? You make it sound like I'm retaining water.
The next one is to hypothesize. It's basically the verb of hypothesis, right? So to hypothesize basically means to create a hypothesis, right? To propose a theory or idea that hasn't been proven yet. You know, kind of like a scientist would. But it also doesn't have to be a scientist. You know, it could be just real life situations. That's totally fine too. Where is he right now? He should be home. I think he's at his friend's house right now, drinking beer. You know, I'm hypothesizing, right? That's my theory. That's my idea. It hasn't been proven yet. That's why.
Not just hypothesize, I just hope.
The next one is to infiltrate. To infiltrate basically means kind of like a spy, right? To sneak into a place or organization with the intention of, you know, scoping out something or finding information or causing harm, maybe, you know, obtaining secret information, stuff like that. The spy successfully infiltrated the enemy's headquarters. But it doesn't have to be this dramatic, you know. If I work in an English school, right, I teach at an English school, and then there's another school across the street, and I go there because I have a friend there, and I just like say hi, maybe get coffee or something. I can make a joke like, oh, look at me infiltrating enemy territory, right? Something like that.
Our orders were to infiltrate the syndicate that we may learn more about them.
The next one, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this one. It's to procrastinate, which means to delay or put off doing something until, you know, very last minute. Like kind of like a student who waits until the last day or night to start, you know, prepping for tests or whatever. Don't procrastinate on your homework. It will only make things harder.
What is procrastinate?
The next one is to rejuvenate. To rejuvenate means to make someone or something feel younger, more lively, like a spa treatment or something, or like a good night's sleep. Like you could say something like, a good night's sleep can rejuvenate the body and mind. You can make an adjective out of this verb and say, after this spa treatment, I feel rejuvenated. I love this word.
Try blinking, it'll rejuvenate you.
And the last one for today is to utilize. Utilize. So to utilize basically just means to use something. To use it, that's it. Utilize is just a fancy way to say use. Honestly, that's it. You know, you can say, you can use the extra space in your room by adding shelves for storage, or you can say, you can utilize the extra room or the extra space in your room by adding shelves for storage. It's just a fancy way of saying use. No more than that. But we love it.
Soldiers utilize crops.
I know you're hungry for knowledge, and guess what? We have a delicious feast of vocabulary goodness coming your way. So don't even think about clicking away just yet. Stick with me, pay attention, and let's make this learning adventure unforgettable. The first time I'm gonna read each line and then you repeat after me, okay, to practice it. And then we're gonna split it up and run through it, okay? So, the first dialogue, repeat after me. Have you heard about the new pizza place down the street? No, I haven't. Is it any good? Oh yeah, it's amazing. We should go there for lunch tomorrow. Sounds great. Let's do it. All right. Now, I'm gonna ask you and you answer, okay? Let's do it. Get in character. All right? Okay. Have you heard about the new pizza place down the street? Oh yeah, it's amazing. We should go there for lunch tomorrow. Great job. Moving on. Repeat after me. Did you see the new Avengers movie? Yeah, I did. It was epic. I know, right? I can't wait for the next one. That makes two of us. Okay, so something you need to know. I know, right? That's a really good expression to say when you basically want to agree with something someone else is saying, right? It was epic. I know, right? So that you don't repeat what the other person said, you can just say, I know, right? Like, yes, what you just said, I was thinking that just now. I completely agree. All right, let's run through it. And this time, you ask me questions. So you start, okay? Let's go. Yeah, I did. It was epic. That makes two of us. Amazing job. All right, moving on. Hey, have you finished that report yet? No, not yet. I'm still working on it. Well, you better hurry up. The deadline is tomorrow. I got you. Amazing. All right, let's run through it. And this time I'm going to ask you and then you answer. Okay, I'm going to start. Hey, have you finished that report yet? Well, you better hurry up. The deadline is tomorrow. Wonderful. All right, moving on. Repeat after me. I'm thinking about getting a new car. Really? What kind are you thinking about getting? I'm not sure yet. Maybe a sports car or an SUV. If I were you, I'd get an SUV. It's more practical. Amazing. All right. So now you start and then I'll follow up. Go. Really? What kind are you thinking about getting? If I were you, I'd get an SUV. It's more practical. Did you hear about the new game that just came out? No, I haven't. What's it called? It's called Escape the Island. It's a survival game. Sounds fun. I need to check it out. Okay, you start and then I answer, okay? Let's do it. No, I haven't. What's it called? Sounds fun. I need to check it out. Great. Next one. Hey, are you going to the party tonight? Yeah, I am. Are you going too? Of course. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Okay, this time I'm gonna start and then you answer, okay? Hey, are you going to the party tonight? Of course, it's gonna be so much fun. Great. All right, moving on to the next one. I can't believe it's already Friday. I know, right? This week went by so fast. Yeah, it did. I'm looking forward to the weekend. Do you have any plans? Amazing. Okay, so now you will start. I will respond, okay? And after the last question, when I ask you, do you have any plans? Just tell me what your plans are. A little improv, okay? I think you're ready for it. We're gonna improvise a little bit, okay? I'm gonna give you some time to answer about your plans, all right? Okay, start. I know, right? This week went by so fast. Do you have any plans? I hope that was enough time for you. I mean, you probably have crazy plans because you're so busy, but hopefully it worked. If it didn't, go back and then pause, okay? All right, moving on. Hey, have you tried the new sushi place yet? No, I haven't. Is it good? It's amazing. You have to try it. I've been so into sushi lately. I will definitely check it out. Okay, now we're gonna split it up. I'm gonna ask you and you're gonna answer, but a little tip for you. For the last line, when you say, I've been so into sushi lately, really put emphasis on the so and stretch it. I've been so into sushi lately. That's kind of what people do when they add so to make it stronger. That way you can put more emphasis on, you know, the degree of how much you've been into sushi lately, okay? I've been so into sushi lately, all right? Okay, let's do it. Hey, have you tried the new sushi place yet? It's amazing. You have to try it. Let's go right now. Oof. Now it was my time to improvise. You see what I did there? All right, moving on. Have you heard about the new gym that just opened up? No, I haven't. Where is it located? It's on Main Street. We should go check it out. I would love that. Okay, so now you ask me and I'll reply. Okay, ready? Go. No, I haven't. Where is it located? I would love that. Great job. All right, moving on to the last dialogue. Repeat after me. What are your plans for the weekend? I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll just relax at home. That sounds nice. I might go hiking with some friends. Cool. You guys have fun. Okay, great. This last line is it's kind of like I'm wishing you guys to have fun. Like, oh, you guys have fun. It's not a statement like, oh, you guys sure know how to have fun. No, it's not that. It's kind of like I'm wishing you a fun time, right? Okay, I'll start. Okay, I'll start. What are your plans for the weekend? That sounds nice. I might go hiking with some friends. Oh, thank you. You want to come with? Wow, alright guys, virtual high five. You crushed it. Now make sure you go out there and use everything you learned. Keep watching, keep learning, and just remember, English fluency or fluency in English is just a hop, a skip, a jump away. Subscribe for a new lesson every day and make sure you click here for a pronunciation lesson.